Hello, hello. Good day, everybody. All right. So happy to see you guys. Say hello in the chat box once you get sorted. And then also, I'm going to open up the Q&A box as well. That's where the questions are going to go. So I did this last week, and I accidentally, by accident, used the wrong Zoom account. And that Zoom account only had 100 people max. And so then I was like, there's only 100 people here. That's funny. And then I realized after the fact, as I saw what happened, that it was my mistake because everybody was locked out. So this one has 500. So should be plenty of people given the time of day. I know not everyone can show up. So hello, Logan, Karen, Jason, Gwen. Hi, everyone. Okay. So if this is your first Zoom call, it shouldn't be because you should have been on with Steven. I use the Q&A box to answer questions because the chat works so fast. Like I can't possibly keep up with it and keep my train of thought at the same time. So go ahead and put all of your questions down there. I'm going to do my best to get through them in an hour. Last week, if you see the replay, it was like a 2-hour Q&A. I answered like 160 questions or something ridiculous. I can't do more than an hour today, so I'm going to have to go fast. So, hi guys. All right. You guys are coming to the end of the One Funnel Away Challenge. We are so close to being done, and I cannot wait to hear how the momentum of doing this challenge has changed the trajectory of your business, of the way you think about marketing, all that good stuff, because it has just been so fun to watch. I'm going to sit up a little bit here. Okay, I see all the questions coming in, so I'm going to just get started one at a time. Okay, question number one says, hey, Julie, first, thank you so much for taking the time to answer all the questions. No problem. I'm still on week 3 due to my emails going to spam. Okay, I see your emails for your funnel. You're using SendGrid with Actionetics. Is this something I need to fix before launching or just launch and improve as I go? Am I stuck on the wrong thing? Tips for help with emails and follow-up series. Okay. A couple things about SendGrid and Actionetics. The basic plan is going to put you on a shared IP address, and shared IP addresses have pros and cons. If you want to get your emails out of spam, you really need to kind of upgrade to the whitelisted dedicated IP version. I'm not totally up on the SendGrid plans, but I know that if you are having trouble with spam, it usually has to do with that. It also can have to do with the history of the email address that you're sending from, the domain that you're sending from. So it usually resolves itself if you get a higher plan and a dedicated IP and you use an email address that's clean. As far as your question for helping with initial emails and follow-up series, just try to keep everything simple. It's either buyers or non-buyers, right? And so you're going to have the buyers, that's really going to be fulfillment based and like what they can expect and how to keep them on track. And then non-buyers are just bringing them back to the funnel, to that first offer, to that sales page. If you have .com secrets or expert secrets, I believe it's in .com secrets, talks about soap opera emails. I will tell you that telling stories hand over fist, is that the saying, outperforms any other type of email I've ever done. Okay, Hector says, can we look at dead people's followers like Jim, Ron, and Napoleon Hill? I think on Facebook, at least with traffic, if they have like if somebody has created a page for, like, let's say Think and Grow Rich, right? And it's a topical Facebook page. Napoleon didn't start it, obviously, but somebody else did. You might be able to target those followers, but it just really depends on if Facebook considers it a valid interest. So, Roger. I got my 2 Comma Club awards, honey. I've got 2. I've got one for my business and then one for the 30-day summit. I was I don't know how many of you guys even know this about me. I actually work with ClickFunnels as well as run my own business. I have both things, and I run the funnel agency over at ClickFunnels. So yeah, and I finally hung my my office is completely redone. If you guys were on my Q&A last week, my office did not look like this. And yes, I matched my wallpaper so that if I like slide into the wall, then like I disappear and all you see is my head. All right, Jeff says, I enrolled with MailChimp as my autoresponder integration set up. Emails are being sent. However, when I opt into my squeeze page, the email I'm getting is a double opt-in email. It's asking me to confirm, but double opt-in is turned off in MailChimp. It says, okay, so there is no double opt-in with ClickFunnels. Like they don't have that option. And so every time that I've hooked it up to MailChimp, I've just made sure the double opt-in is turned off on MailChimp, and that's been enough to fire it off. So I don't know why that wouldn't be working, because there is no, like ClickFunnels isn't built with a double opt-in. It's built by marketers, and marketers hate double opt-ins. Okay, guys, make sure that you have to, you guys got to take your comments that are in the chat. You can chat, but if you actually have questions, I will not answer from the chat just because it runs too fast. So please put it in the Q&A box. Walter says, can I do all the email whiz bang I need with just Actionetics, or do I need something else like Active Campaign? Gurus like Sam Ovens recommend ClickFunnels and Active Campaign. Would love your thoughts on that. If you have Actionetics, you don't need anything else. You can't, well, you need SendGrid, right, to make Actionetics work. I think that's been confusing for people. Actionetics is like the system that makes the follow-up funnel, right? So the follow-up funnel is all your follow-up, and so it's that system. So you create your plan, and then you use SendGrid, which is kind of like your gasoline. It makes Actionetics work. Okay. If you don't want to do that, if you're on the $97 plan, then you would need something like Active Campaign, MailChimp, ConvertKit. The two most popular ones are Active Campaign. Well, the most popular one is probably Active Campaign. MailChimp is also pretty popular. ConvertKit's also a great one as well. But there's no reason why, if you take SendGrid, that you can't just do everything with Actionetics. And that's how we run at ClickFunnels. We're using Actionetics for everything. That's what, if you think about people like Brandon and Kaylin, Lady Boss, they use Actionetics. So there's no reason why. It's meant to be an all-in-one solution. Okay, let's see. Oh, by the way, if you're doing like affiliate marketing, I'd just be super careful with other autoresponders, because they can get nasty about that. And that's the one nice thing about Actionetics, is that they're not going to shut you down for affiliate marketing. Jason says, what is your fastest way to generate traffic? Well, Facebook ads is usually the lowest hanging fruit. You can generate tremendous amounts of traffic quickly. I'm assuming you're asking paid, or are you asking organic, like free traffic? I mean, the best way to do free traffic, in my opinion, is to go leverage the Dream 100. If you can get on an interview or get in somebody's group or have access to their list of some kind, then you can get in front of a massive audience really, really fast. I mean, I'll tell you what, guys, like when I showed up on Russell's radar back during the Expert Secrets contest, right? I was a nobody. I wasn't a nobody, but nobody knew me really. I had a great business, but then I showed up, I did an affiliate contest, and I got on the top 10, and everyone was like, who's this Julie? And then they couldn't pronounce my last name. It's Romanian, by the way, Stoyan. If you ask my husband, he'll say it's Stoyan, but nobody says that. But I was a nobody until I showed up on that list, right? So what you need to do is get Dream 100. Dream 100 makes a big difference. Paid traffic, though, Facebook ads. Facebook and Instagram are the same. All right. Terry says, Julie, can a domain be used with multiple funnels? Yes. So you can just load a domain into your account, and then funnels that you can use the same domain. Just be super, super careful that you don't have like the permalink paths change at the end, because otherwise it can like sometimes overwrite a funnel. So it's like when you have like juliestoyan.com, and then I have it on two funnels. That first one is like juliestoyan.com/go. The second one is juliestoyan.com/start. So just make sure those permalinks. All right, I got a couple highs here. Hello, hello. Okay, Kendra says, I'm not sure what I should write in the disclaimer at the bottom of my squeeze page if I'm quoting experts like Oprah off of PLR ebook. I am not a lawyer, so I'm not totally sure. I just think a free privacy policy is covering your bases, especially if you're going to run ads. But I can't answer lawyery questions because I'm sure they won't be correct. How can we change the sent from name in the fulfillment emails? Currently, it's sent to notifications. Yes. MJ, that's probably because you're on the $97 a month plan. Those fulfillment emails will fire, but you have very little in the way of customization. If you upgrade to the $297 plan and you get SendGrid, then all of those emails will fire from whatever your SendGrid credentials are. Can ClickFunnels offer different currencies products for different countries? There is an option to change the currency, I thought, in the product area. I would double check that with support, but I'm pretty sure that there is a place to change currency. But I don't know if you're saying like you want different products and different currencies all in one funnel. That is not something that can be done super, super easily. That's kind of a special exception. Okay, I'm not sure about that question. Eric says, can you talk about your approach to writing Seinfeld emails and soap opera sequences? Thank you. Okay, so how do I write? Okay, one of the things that I do is I often test my material first. I know Russell has talked about that. I test my material. If you don't have an email list, you can test it on Facebook. See what kind of response you get. One of the things that I like to do is I like to always start high drama, right? Like you want to make sure that first line is captivating. So I actually just did a post on Facebook today and it said something to the effect of, I finally realize now why I hate the phrase, do what you're passionate about. Now that catches people's attention because it's polarizing, right? I'm like, I finally realized. So it's like, I had an epiphany why I hate, which suggests like, ooh, like she hates something. And then I happen to hate something that everybody talks about all the time, right? And so it's a pattern interrupt. And so it starts in the high drama. It wasn't like I started by saying like, once upon a time, I got this book. It's called Designing Your Life. It's a really good book. I was reading it, and in them, they said they had this thing about like, do what you're passionate about, right? Like that's starting the story at the wrong spot, at the wrong point. It's like when you watch a movie and the very first scene is like high action, right? They're walking along, boom, they get hit by a car, right? The interrupt there is like, you don't know what's happened, but that's why you keep watching. The biggest problem I see is that people start their emails with the backstory instead of starting with almost the conclusion or the climax. But the difference is you've got to take the actual answer out and make it really curious. So test your material, right? I finally realize why I hate the phrase, do what you're passionate about. Then I go back and give the context. I'm reading this book and the guys are genius professors and they said this. And so basically, that's how I write most of my emails. There are exceptions to the rule. Once I've told the story, right, that creates that resolution. The next thing I do is then transition to why the frig do they care, right? Because every story has to then come back to them. You want the person reading the email to feel like, well, I just like, what is in it for me, right? So how do you transition to something that has to do with them? And then always have a call to action. If you follow that recipe for your emails, your emails will get opened. How to change text colors for links. Okay, let me just pull up some stuff. Let me share my screen with you guys for a second here. So links for text. Let's see, what did you say? How to change text colors for links. Yeah, so you just, it depends. Like if you look here, like this is just text, right? You highlight it and you hit the link button and then you hit this and you can change the color to whatever you want. I'm assuming that was your question. Okay, MJ says, when I add the order bump to the main offer, the pricing doesn't dynamically change on the sales page. It will show the main offer's price, but doesn't show the order bump price. On the order confirmation, it does show each item. Is this correct? Yes. So basically, it's not going to show the price unless you have the element on there that's also the order summary, but I don't think that order page had order summary. So you just have to make sure in the copy you say what the price is. But yes, it's correct. Okay, I loaded my ebook into MailChimp. Will I need to load all the products in there? So the free product you can have delivered, but the paid products you should have delivering in the members area. I believe that was week 3, mission 6. Shows you how to create a members area where you can have all your premium content, and then you can restrict product access based on what they bought. I was watching the comments. Love you matching. I do match the wallpaper today. I totally didn't realize that. On our squeeze page, how do you change the arrow and change its color? So that squeeze page arrow, that's a GIF, however you want to say it. So the only way you could change it is if you pulled it into an image editor. Otherwise, you're going to have to go find another arrow and replace it out. Do you recommend hiring a VA for customer service? I do, but I wouldn't necessarily do it right away. I mean, it depends on how fast you get customers. But, you know, I think I probably hired a customer service person once I hit the 6-figure mark. Otherwise, I was doing all my own customer service. Now, maybe that's not the greatest idea, but I was bootstrapping. But I do have now a customer service team. Is it okay to use a normal JPEG instead of a URL thumbnail for the video? I'm not quite sure I understand your question. So the video should just be embedded right on, like the YouTube video. If it's currently set as a thumbnail, it's just because they took an image of a video to kind of show you what it would look like. Yeah. Just looking here at the comments. Okay. If I don't have a video on my sales page, would it be a good idea to run 300 clicks before adding a video and doing a split test? So basically, if you're going to run it without a video and then you want to add a video later, yeah, just create a split test. And then what I like to do on that split test thing, I know people like to do 50-50. The problem is if you don't start with 50-50, then the traffic is always like lopsided, right? Like, because what typically happens is you run a funnel and it's like running, and then you want to split test something. So you add a split test page, right? And then you've got those 2 pages and then you're doing 50% traffic, but this one's always going to have more traffic. So I think what's easiest to do is to temporarily turn that dial to 100% on the split test and then run it for a week. So 100% of the traffic is going to the split test. Then go back to 50-50, and then you can compare 1 week here and 1 week here, assuming all other variables are equal, and then you'll get an actual answer. In the membership area, there are 3 links: dashboard, support, contact us. Which URL should dashboard be linked to? You can link it to the login. And how can we link the support link to an email address? What you have to do is just in the link box, type in mail to : and then your email address, and that will link directly to an email. RK, I have different squeeze pages in a funnel. How do you give different freebies away and still have them get what they signed up for and have them go to the sales page? All right, so if you have multiple freebies, inside of each page, if you're using Actionetics, you're going to go to the automations tab and you're going to set it up there. If you're using a third party, you're going to go into the page, go under settings, integrations, integrate it with MailChimp or ConvertKit or whatever, and then deliver the freebie that way. Here's the exception. MailChimp is annoying because you have to create a different list for every freebie, and every list is in isolation, which is why I gave up MailChimp. Whereas in ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign, all you have to do is like add them to a tag, and then that tag can trigger a particular email sequence. By the way, if you need them all to redirect to the sales page after, what you're going to do is you're going to go into settings. Just pretend for a minute this is like a squeeze page. You're going to go into settings, and then you're going to go into general, And then where it says on submit, you're going to type in the link to your sales page. And then that way, even if you have 4, 5, 6, whatever lead magnets, they will all redirect to the correct sales page. All right, Kristen says, I have the $97 a month version. Can you explain how the email integration works? I'm confused about MailChimp and SendGrid. I've got MailChimp and SendGrid, but okay. So I know this is confusing. There's 2 types of email that happen in ClickFunnels. There's transactional and marketing. Transactional emails are emails like fulfillment emails. So the emails that fire in the product tab, that's a transactional email. Another type of email would be like the digital asset delivery. That's a transactional email. Webinar confirmation time. That's a transactional email. The marketing emails are all the emails that happen where it's like buyers, non-buyers, promotions, broadcasts, etc. So Kristen, if you have the $97 a month version and then you have MailChimp, then MailChimp becomes your marketing email messenger, email service. And then you just have like the default for the transactional, whatever it happens to be. You don't actually need SendGrid. If you have the $297 version of ClickFunnels, then you do need SendGrid. And you tack that into Actionetics. And then Actionetics becomes both your marketing and your transactional, and you don't need MailChimp. You rock, by the way. Thank you. Okay. When doing the live test, Stripe denied 2 of my European credit cards. The US credit card went through. Is there anything I should do? I would definitely talk to Stripe. I'm not sure about that. I'm not European, much to the chagrin of my husband. Pamela says, we're grateful for you. Thank you. Terry says, how do you clone both a section and a page and save it for other use in funnels? Great question. I'm seeing questions in the comments. Jason, if you have a question, please put it in the Q&A box. I'm trying to watch the chat, but I'm not going to be able to answer the actual questions. Put them in the Q&A. All right, you want to know how to clone, huh? Here we go. So you can clone green and blue sections. So let's say this is all styled, right? This is like a green section right here. All you have to do is hit the save button and save it. Now what will happen is then every time you go into another funnel, you can easily find, so just pretend this is another funnel for a second. Just using this one as an example. You go in and then you want to add that section in here. All you do is go hit add new section and go to my sections and you can create. So I just pulled in my as seen on section, right? So that section is saved. That's my as seen on because I use it everywhere. Another way to do it is if you want, like if you have footers, I know I have some footers somewhere here, CYL footer, it will add my footer. So I can add those sections. So you save them and then you can add them to different pages. You can also do it at the blue level as well. So if I go click here and I hit my rows, you'll see I have a coming soon, right? Boom, there we go. So that's how you add sections. Now, if you want to save a page template, the entire page, you'd go to settings, you'd go to general, and you'd hit save page as template. But the only thing with this is that it will save as that style. So if it's an order form, it will save as an order form. If it's a sales page, it will save as a sales page. And if, let's say, you have a sales page and then you want some of the elements to be on an order form page, you don't want to set, you have to, it's like they're 2 different page template types. And that's where the save sections become super handy, because then you can save the sections and those can go on any page type versus if you save the entire page as a template. Okay. Having a lot of trouble putting all the content on the sales page. I got everything else done. Any tips on how to do the sales copy and how to pull it all together on the sales page? It's just a lot of work. I don't have any like great suggestions for you other than just like take your copy, paste it in, paste it in, paste it in. Even if it's ugly, just like paste it in and get it done. It's like reframe your expectations. A sales page is the hardest page. It's what we call the cornerstone page, and it is not easy. It is the thing that's going to convert a lead into a buyer. So it should be the most difficult thing. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm sorry, that's not like a great answer, but it is like, you're not weird that it's hard. It's hard for me too. It's hard for everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. What do you suggest inviting an influencer to your podcast, but you don't have an audience? Well, you know, you have to think about what's in it for them. I don't know that I would necessarily waste my opportunity before I have an audience. I'd probably go build an audience and build a little bit of a platform first. But no matter what, you want to make sure that there is something in it for them. Logan says, for funnel footers, are T&Cs and disclaimers 100% necessary? Yes. If you don't want to get shut down by Facebook and you don't want the FTC and you don't want all those people up your butt, yes, yes, yes. Just use free privacy policies. Make a page with your refund policy. Try to give as much contact information as you can, phone number, state, city, like anything that creates that legitimacy of business will help. Email address, where they can get in contact with you, all that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm accidentally deleting questions. I didn't mean to. Hold on. Did I just? Oh, I did. See? What SEO metadata should we put on the order form, order confirmation, membership? Just put the same thing that was on the sales page. Like, most people aren't going to share those pages, but in the event that they can, I would just put the same thing that was on the offer page. Giselle says, Facebook page question. Should I create a new Facebook page to start reaching out to Dream 100 and start posting my content? I have my personal Facebook with a realtor Facebook page and a group page that I want to grow, but I want the group connected. So, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know exactly your offer. I know that I do use my profile and my page and my group, and I use all of them for different reasons. Whether or not you need an additional Facebook page depends on what you're selling. I have a Facebook page that's Julie Stoyan, and then I have a profile that's Julie Stoyan. So no matter what I'm selling or what I'm doing, my Facebook page is where I can run ads from, and then my profile is where I can produce content and, you know, gain followers and stuff, but I can't run ads to it, right? So if I were to do something like, for example, I now do Funnel Gorgeous with a friend, we set up a new Facebook page for that. So that was an example where it made sense to do that, to have another Facebook page. Okay. I'm doing a diet plan funnel and I want to do a membership site in my funnel. Is that best to do as an OTO as part of the sales page, and how do I set it up? Okay, so that's a kind of a big question. If you want to sell a membership, you can sell it as a tripwire, or you can sell it as an OTO, like a one-time offer. Mission 6 of week 3 shows you how to set up a members area. The only thing is, if you want continuity, you do have to go into Stripe and set up the subscription plan, which is like the ongoing continuity, and then it will be available as an option in the drop down when you're setting up the product. So if you're setting up products with one-time payments, you could just do it right in ClickFunnels. If you're setting it up with recurring, you need to go over to Stripe, set up the plan so that it appears. How long should the sales video be? I'm working on it, and I'm trying to follow the hero's true journey, but I feel like my video is going to end up being way too long. Does the length of the video correlate at all to the price of the product? Obviously, the bigger the product is in terms of price, usually the longer the video. When in doubt, just be Billy Mays, right? Who, what, where, why, how, right? Who, what, why, how, whatever that demo is. Basically, hey, my name is Julie, right? Who? What is the what? Did you know that blah, 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 like some sort of pattern interrupt? And it's true story. And so then you immediately go into the what, right? That's why I'm selling blank, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Then the why is kind of where you can go into your story. Well, why? Why is this so important? Why is it important to them? Why does it matter to you? And then the how is what you're actually selling. So how we're going to do this is going to be what's inside the course. So it's who, what, why, and then how is where you kind of announce the offer. And then you go through the features, right? What it includes, the benefits, which means why it's awesome, and then the impact, which is what meaning it gives to their lives. Call to action, scarcity, urgency, and get off the page. I think that's the easiest way to do it, and then you can tweak it. You can also create scripts in funnel scripts as well. Bigger products are going to need a more perfect webinar style where you're doing, the heroes to journey, epiphany, bridges, and all that kind of stuff. But you actually do multiple epiphany bridge scripts in the webinar, perfect webinar for every secret, every story, etc. Oh, I did that again. Why is it doing that? It's because you guys are asking questions. It keeps moving my cursor. Let's see. Okay, answer that. Good. Okay, how can we have the funnel on the root of the domain? Great question. I'll show you the answer to that right here. You're just going to go, once you have the domain inside of, inside here, then you're going to go up to here, go to domains. And then what you'll do is domains. Okay, so here's the domain. And then what you can do is you can click on this little button and hit edit. And where it says default page, this is where you set what the root of the domain is. And then you can also set where it goes, like if somebody types in a 404 on that domain, where it goes. How can we adapt the 30 days funnel to promote .com secrets, expert secrets, or ClickFunnels? And what would be your advice for someone who wants to start with being an affiliate? Bonus question, have you ever tried ASMR? I have no idea what ASMR stands for. So I answered this pretty extensively in the last Q&A. I'm going to do a shortened answer for what do you do if you're an affiliate? But I will say that question got answered over and over and over again last week and the last one. You can't take payment when you're an affiliate. So what you do is you basically reverse the funnel a little bit. So instead of going squeeze page, sales page, order form, OTO, order confirmation, you do sales page first. And in that, basically you're creating that bridge. We call it a bridge, where you're talking about your affiliate products and you're explaining what they're going to get as bonuses, right? So you do the sales page. The button then leads to the squeeze page where you grab their contact information and then you send them over to the third party checkout, right? Because they got to go over to ClickFunnels. Okay. So I used my ClickFunnels affiliate as an example. I have a page that talks about what you get when you join under my affiliate link. Then the button, you click on the button, it grabs your contact information and then it redirects them over to ClickFunnels. Okay, so so you don't need the order form page, you don't need the OTO page, you don't need the order confirmation page. Now, if you're going to be offering bonuses to people who buy, one of the most important things to do is when they get to that sales page and you give them the contact information, right? They go into the squeeze page. You need an email sequence that explains to them what to do once they buy. Once you buy, email your receipt to me, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll get you access to my exclusive, whatever, members area or bonus package. So you may want to still use the members area for an affiliate funnel. That's like the summary version of that. Okay. My product is in the gambling niche. Any suggestions on traffic? I know Facebook doesn't allow it. Should I try to work around this and try to trick Facebook, or should I do a different source? I would do a Dream 100. I would go look at sites where people blogs and see if you can buy advertising on blog sites to get traffic. I would definitely go that route, Dream 100 route, podcasts, blogs, et cetera, et cetera. You could also do an SEO campaign where you're trying to get on the first page of Google for different blog posts and then make sure that there's images to go into your funnel from the blog posts. Yes, you can trick Facebook. It is hard to do, and you want to make sure that you have a lead magnet funnel that's separate from this whole funnel, separate domain, separate everything. So in the event that it gets shut down, you're not screwed. Heidi says, I have multiple affiliate products represented in the 3 of the core groups. How do you recommend listing those? Should they all go into Seinfeld list or create separate? So it's very difficult if you have multiple products in all different niches, because people tend to follow you for one niche. Unless you're some massive guru like Oprah, where like everyone's going to listen to you about everything. It's very hard to market in 3 different niches because of so many avatars. So I would try to focus on one at first. Okay. Norman says, how would you test a product in a niche you know nothing about? If you have a small budget, how many clicks would you send to the squeeze page, to the sales page? What conversion rate are you looking for? At what point would you quit a project and try something else? How would you go about scaling your product? So I'm going to try to get back to this one at the end of the call. I actually have a video. I believe it's, what day are we on? Are we on day 3? Sunday? No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 4, day 5. I think it's day 5 that I do the funnel audibles video walkthrough for you guys. If I have time at the end, I'll show you exactly how I do that. Okay. Terry says, how did you set up the 30-day challenge? Can you tell us how it was done, as I would like to do something like that for real estate? All right. So I'm going to add that as a possible thing at the end, because that is, that's a pretty big question. I'm going to put those at the end. Kathy says, at what point do you start doing a split test? Right from the beginning, if you want to, at any point, but you can do it right from the beginning. If I need to delay my course to start in December, should I mention a date in the funnel or not at all? Yeah, so then I would just say, just position it as, hey, this is a live class. It begins in December. Here are the dates. Here's what you can expect. Right? So they're buying a live class. It's similar to like an event funnel. You guys are going to buy tickets to Funnel Hacking Live, right? But you're not going to actually get the fulfillment of it till February. Hi, Julie. Do you need to have the no link in your first sales page? I currently only have it on my OTO page. And if you do have, no. So the yes and no only work on the OTO. The original sales page just is a button to the order form. That's it. Like you don't ever have the yes or no. The no is essentially like basically just has, you know, like people fall out of the funnel. Like that's how it happens. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, don't know that. I don't understand that question. Brian says, we've been taught to place the very best or one of the top items we have as the free item offered in the squeeze page. I'm not sure I understand that correctly. You don't offer your DG course as the freebie in real life. I offer an ebook for free with the videos and tutorials as the upsell. Should I be offering more for free up front? So obviously you don't have to like give away the farm, right? I don't sell my Digital Gangster funnel quarters or whatever for free, and Russell doesn't sell, I mean, he doesn't give away, you know, one funnel away for free. Okay, so he has premium gated content too, but you can see that even something like Expert Secrets, which has an incredible amount of value, .com secrets, same thing. People have built businesses on that. Like, I think the thing that we're trying to say is like, so many people like try to use their crumbs as the free lead magnet, and we're trying to like switch it around so that we're saying, no, lead with some of your best stuff. You know what I mean? So. Okay, I already answered that. I'm pretty sure I answered that. Okay, thank you for doing the Encore Q&A. You're welcome. My question is concerning my product mock-up. Most people don't use DVDs, CDs anymore, so I'm just wondering if necessary. It's not necessary. You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm sorry, I just smiled because I saw someone saying that my cat was adorable. She is pretty cute, except she's not quite as cute as my other one. I am a bona fide cat lady. Okay. Hi, Julie. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Great to have an opportunity to chat. My question is regarding members area. I saw it in the funnels, but is it possible to add to any funnel, and is it part of the 97? Yes, it's part of the 97, and yes, you can add it to any funnel. How do I make sure that my emails reach my subscribers in their inbox and not up in their spam folder? Okay, so I answered that at the beginning. It has to do with your domain and it has to do with your IP address. And if you're using a SendGrid account that's like on a shared IP, it's going to be less high quality than if you use a SendGrid account that's like a dedicated IP. The other thing, the one thing, if you guys can do anything, is obviously opens are important. Clicks are even more important, but if you can get people to reply to your emails, that's the goose that laid the golden egg. A lot of my emails still end up in primary inboxes, not in promo folders or spam folders, because people respond to me. So I try to write my emails with that intention. Okay, Neil says, I'm in network marketing. I'm having to mimic the sales order and OTO to guide them. Okay. Once they are done, they send me an email and I'd send them access to the membership area. Yes, that sounds fine. Same thing with affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, MLM, it all is the same. You do the sales page, then you capture the contact information, then you send them to the third party, and then your email follow-up sequence explains what they do once they purchase the third party product. Okay, Chris says, I'm in the Curb Appeal Designer, no other groups or pages to get involved with. I'm not sure the answer to that question. I'd have to do research before I could figure it out. But I know that like it may just take some digging, but there's always, always, always crowds of people somewhere. And maybe it's not in that exact niche, but if those people happen to also like something else, like Alex Sharfin would be a perfect example. Alex Sharfin is he teaches team building and business coaching, but what does he do as his lead magnet? It's like his 10-day thirst challenge. Why? Because a lot of entrepreneurs that he likes to market to also happen to be really interested in health. I'm having trouble with my origin story because I feel like my story isn't finished. Any advice on how to modify the script? Alternatively, should I just wait until my story is developed to start publishing? You should start publishing now, even if your story isn't fully developed. Every story can have a conclusion, even if it's not the conclusion you're expecting. So I would dig a little deeper. I can't really answer. That's a very difficult question to answer without knowing your story. But I would say that you should not stop. You should absolutely 100% publish. It can be hard. Like I've had some hard times in my life, and I've had some difficulties even recently. And sometimes I feel totally like completely constipated when it comes to writing. And yet I know that if I just keep writing, even though it feels uncomfortable or feels vulnerable, that I will eventually push through. Stephen banged on about publishing today. It literally boomed into our brains. Good. He should. Brian says, I'm affiliating for a dog company. Do I need to have my own privacy policy, term, condition, disclaimer? Yes, I would put something there. You can also link to their privacy policy, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Not their privacy policy, but their refund policy. But you should have your own privacy policy for sure. Is there a way of linking up a follow-up funnel without having Actionetics? No, you need Actionetics to use follow-up funnels. When running Facebook ads, is it better to do post engagement first to get likes and build social proof and then run conversion? Okay. Is today the day you guys got the Facebook? No, I think tomorrow is the day where I show you how to set up your first Facebook ad campaign, I think. This is kind of a big question, but in general with Facebook ads, the conversion ads are probably the best ones to run if you have a budget. Now, if you're running to a free thing, you can do conversion objective for lead. And I think that's what I teach you. Now, some people, they want to warm up people first. And what they do is they do video ads and they just use the objective video views. And then they basically say, all right, everyone who watched the video, like 75% of the video, they become an audience. And that's the audience that sees the conversion ad. You can do that, but you don't have to. Engagement ads, the only time that I use engagement objective in ads is if I'm trying to get people to comment on my ad because I've got a bot attached to it. Otherwise, I just do video views and then usually conversion. Once in a while, I'll do traffic objectives on retargeting. Okay, another question about SendGrid and MailChimp. I answered that already, so there's a lot of questions. I've got 96 open questions at 3:45, so I'm going to keep going, and you guys watch the replay. I answered that question already. How many SMTP connections can we have? 3. I'm creating a course on how to start event planning business without making mistakes. I'm seasoned in the business. I've been researching. Can you go over what I'm supposed to do with the information I'm gathering? Okay, that's a really, really big question. Basically, you're supposed to funnel hack them and model them so that you can not reinvent the wheel. And that's what basically the whole challenge is about, is just like understanding what they do, also figuring out what your unique position is, modeling what works. So that's the short answer. Okay, David says, just keep publishing, right? I'm podcasting, tricks for keeping it fresh, expanding audiences. It feels like I'm posting daily podcasts on Anchor just to be publishing. It is getting better. Just keep at it. Yes, keep at it. Read, talk to people, do crazy stuff. Like, you got to create an exciting life, either a thought life or a real life, ideally both, to be able to have content. And the more you bump up against people, the more you take action, the more you do crazy adventures, the more you read, the more you listen, the more you'll have to say. Okay. Roger says, I see links for privacy policies on the bottom of funnel pages. Do these go to pages that are in the funnel? Yeah, you can just create a separate page. If you have a website or something, you can link to that, or just create the page in the funnel. The challenge is closing down after the 30 days. It will open back up in January. You can join again if you want to. And of course, Russell is going to have an offer at the end. So, do you support Zapier connections with Teachable? I do use Zaps and Teachable. Yes, you can have people buy in a funnel and have the Zap fulfill in Teachable. You can. What's Dream 100? Stay tuned. Dream 100 is basically when you find 100 influencers that already have audiences that you want to tap into, and you work on wooing and seducing them until you can get, basically you create a win-win partnership between you both, where like, maybe you get on their podcast, maybe they affiliate for your course, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, I don't have Stripe in my country. I don't have an answer for you on that. I know that there's like NMI, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to help you. And you could, I don't know if the PayPal integration is up and working, but that's something that's on the docket to have done. The PayPal, that would be another option. Okay, I'm not going to answer that one right now. I already did. Can you use subdomains with ClickFunnels? Yes, I believe so. That might be, yes, so PayPal integration is working. Awesome. So use PayPal. Sorry, I'm just reading. I'm pretty sure you can use subdomains. I've never done that because I just buy domains because I hate subdomains. So I just buy them. But I'm sure you can. Okay, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to answer that question right now, so I'm just going to delete that. Okay. Hi, when we go to our site on ClickFunnels, it states the invalid certificate and warns subscribers not to trust. Okay, that's something wrong with the SSL when you got set up, so I would definitely contact support and get that SSL. It has to do with the fact that there's probably not the HTTPS in your domain. Okay. Hi, Julie. I know this is not the aim of the challenge, but just from the point of view, keeping everything in one place, if we need a website, can we make something in ClickFunnels? 100%. Funnel, like I have a site, Funnel Gorgeous. It's all ClickFunnels, everything, because that's all we do is sell ClickFunnels stuff, and it's all ClickFunnels. We don't have a WordPress site or anything else. Yes, that question's been asked a million times. I'm not going to answer it anymore. I'm much nicer than Steven. I don't yell about stupid questions because I don't really think that there is such a thing as stupid question. I disagree with him. He's like, there is such a thing. I'm like, no, there's not. But I have to answer. I've got a lot of questions open. There's no email templates and email automation under automation. Well, first of all, you need the $297 plan. And then when you click on add email, the templates will show up there. Is there a way to limit purchases, like if they put in an address other than US one, to deny the transaction? I don't know. Maybe if there probably is a way to refuse international orders, but that's going to be a tech support question. Oh, how do I add the GDPR text box like you discussed? It disappears when they agree. Okay, let me show you that real fast. I'm like talking. I'm going to go at Russell Brunson speed now, you guys, to try to make sure I can get through as many of these questions as possible. Right here, you see this thing? We use cookies and pixels. This is a section. I put a button on the section, and the set action on the button is that when they click that button, hide the section. And so it hides it. So it has the appearance of like an agreement, but it's just kind of, it's what we call jankified. That's how I did it. How do you change it just for mobile view? So you go into the settings of the element and you click just mobile, and then it will only appear on mobile. I've noticed when I try and update the icon in a bulleted list, it only changes one at a time. Yep. It's a glitch. I mean, it's not a glitch. They did make it so that you have to do one bullet at a time. But sometimes you have to go in and out. It is a glitch. The developers are working on it. How can I add a continuity program as a bonus with the offer and have Stripe continuing charging? I answered that question already. You basically have to go into Stripe and create the plan with a trial, and then it'll appear in ClickFunnels. Can I have 2 order bumps? Yes, you can. CF Pro Tools or Funnel University allows you the second order bump script. It's like an extra script, and yes, you can. Column box disappears every time I try to insert an image, and it deletes an image. Could you please? Okay. That sounds like a technical glitch, so I'm going to refer you to technical support because I probably won't be able to recreate the glitch live. Elsa is asking about how to adapt the funnel for MLM. I already answered that. I answered that extensively last week, and I also answered it just a little while ago. So I would watch the replay of that one and this one. What is the best way to do multiple product sales page? So the whole point of a funnel is to not offer multiple products at once on a sales page. But if let's say you have different plans or different tiers, just make 3 separate products and it'll appear, and there'll be a little radio button and they can choose which one. You don't want to create a shopping cart right now. First of all, yes, can you do it in ClickFunnels? Yes, you can. Does it take some extra code? Yes, it does. Is it effective in certain circumstances? Yes. But for the purposes of this challenge, I don't think it's worth explaining because it requires custom code. Okay, if you want to hire somebody, you can use Funnel Rolodex. You can use Fiverr. You can use the form that I suggested last week I have a network of a bunch of influencers, a bunch of service providers you can use. So yes, you can go find people, and all you got to do is go in the ClickFunnels group and say, I want a designer. You'll get 8,000 responses. Is there such a thing as too much copy? Yes, there is, only if the copy that you're using muddles up the message. If it's not written well, or it's just not written well, and it makes it hard for them to see what the actual offer is, then yes, absolutely. Does CF have integration with Redbubble? I don't think so. It does integrate with ShipStation. I don't know what other payment methods if you're in another country, because I've never had to deal with that. I'm sorry. On the sales page, is the Epiphany Bridge script best or the VSL script? They all have their purpose. I mean, they all are just, you can use any, right? Like you can use any possible script, but it's really about what's the best way that you're getting your message across. It's not so formulaic. Like that question suggests that there's a formula, and there's not really a formula. The formula is understand your audience, understand the result they want, use story in your selling, and give them a great offer, right? And then it'll sell. How do you set it properly for mobile and it does not change desktop mode also? So basically, there's 2 ways to mobile optimize. If if you want something that can't, like fonts can have a mobile version and a desktop version, but images can't, right? So if you have an image and you want it to show on desktop then and not on mobile, then hit desktop only. If you want that image to show on desktop and another image to show on mobile, then just make a duplicate and make one desktop only and one mobile only. You guys all should have access to Funnel Builder Secrets Lite. I did an entire module 7 on mobile optimization. I walked through everything in great detail. In fact, if you haven't gone through Funnel Builder Secrets Lite, to look for some extra stuff like designy help and mobile help and stuff like that. There's so many tutorials in there that will help you as well. I'm doing affiliate products. Would the members area act as a private access? Yes. And you would build one out if you're offering bonuses for your affiliate products. Oh, okay. So yes. What are the settings when adding a YouTube video on one of my pages so the message join in progress does not appear on the video? So that happens on the webinar template funnels. And then there's a special code. Jamie Smith has it, but I don't have it. So go find Jamie Smith. Tell him Julie sent you. How do we do the Brunson box? Oh yes, the Brunson box. I can show you how to do that really fast. Let me just put that here. I'm trying to like add the things at the end that you guys wanted. Brunson box. I'm answering questions as fast as I can, and there are still 80 open questions. Okay, so funny. How do you create your products for your funnel when they come from a Shopify store? You would basically just pick 1 or 2 or 3 products and you'd follow the whole thing and you would just do one at a time. And then you'd have to connect to Shopify through Zap or through ShipStation or through some other integration. I'm offering the free clinic treatment with product purchase, sales page, squeeze page. Thank you, Paige. I was going to collect name and mobile number so I could ring them. Does that work? Yes. And then you can set up a Zap so that it notifies you. It sends it right to your phone. You can also collect it directly from inside of ClickFunnels. Okay, for earned traffic, I believe you mentioned trying Facebook groups. What other things have worked for you? Facebook groups, SEO, podcasting, Instagram, YouTube. Facebook groups, I teach all about Facebook groups. Like that's something that works so well. Like just that strategy alone, if you do it right, can totally work, but you got to do it right. You gotta have a strategy. You can't just like, spray and pray. You got to have a strategy when you go in. Any tips on getting sales copy to fill out the sales page? Yeah. Oh, we already answered that one. Hold on. Okay. I'm not going to answer any more privacy policy ones because I know that I've already answered those. Removing the CF icon is in the general settings of the page. You can hide the affiliate badge. Okay, on an automated webinar is something, I'm not going to answer that since it's not related to this particular challenge. The auto webinar is a special funnel type. It's a special child. It has some special, nuances and stuff. And since most people aren't doing that, I'm not going to answer that. I don't seem to be able to stabilize the links to my products in the members page. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that's about. That sounds like a glitch, perhaps. Why some sections can't be saved. I tried to save multiple times my footer with legal links, but it never saves. That sounds like a glitch for sure. It should save, right? How do we create a share funnel? Every funnel is a share funnel. Just go into the settings and then you'll find the share funnel link there. Why does my domain read this connection is not private? Probably because of the SSL. Is there a way to put more than one product on the OTO? Yes, you can. Well, different sizes for a hoodie, that's complicated. That's like, you can have multiple OTOs on one OTO page, right? Like they can choose, like you could do it. So yeah, you can. I mean, it's a little bit above beginner status. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I know. This is when I change the link color in the nav bar. How do I get all the link colors the same? Because there's no way to select a color code. I know. I don't know. It is tricky. I agree. That's why I hardly ever use it. Okay. I uploaded my lead magnet. I'm trying to have it downloadable after someone opts in. How can I have someone simultaneously download the bait? I use Aweber. I know I could send it to them, but I want them to download immediately. You just got to put it on Dropbox or Google Drive and attach it to a button on the thank you page. Can funnel scripts help you create the whole copy of everything you could possibly think of? I want to offer a hard copy journal as a bump. I'm having a problem finding a printer. I don't have an answer for you on that. Sorry. Okay, that sounds like a glitch. That I already answered. That I already answered. I have a book of memoirs I'm compiling and will be selling. It's very personal and sensitive. I'm having trouble with my headline. Okay, I can't help you because I don't know what the book is about. So funnel scripts is a great option. The free headline generator is a great option. If it all feels super, super salesy to you, then then I would just go with your gut and go with what feels right to you and not worry about, following some particular formula. I converted my business fan page to the Facebook manager page. Now I can't do funnels unless I have 1,000 followers. Is that correct? Maybe? I'm not sure. I feel like no, wait, hold on. I'm running ads off of my Funnel Gorgeous Facebook page, and that doesn't even have that doesn't even have 1,000 likes yet. So that's not true. You can run ads even if you have less than 1,000. I'm not going to answer the questions about the challenge. I've answered it a million times. Content is going away. It will be offered again in January. Russell will make an offer. I just answered it again. What do you suggest to do when there are no pages or groups to follow in your niche? I would take that as a bad sign that there's nothing there, and that means that without that competition, maybe it's not a very marketable niche. If you still think it's really a marketable niche, then I would go find other things they like. Do ping pongers tend to also like pool? Great. Do you see what I'm saying? I match my wallpaper. I'm not going to answer that one right now. Okay, yeah. So service providers have a little bit different angle. I talked about that last week as well. So I would go watch last week's because I think I talked about service providers. I basically used 2 funnels the entire time I was a service provider. And none of it required order forms. It was all phone calls. Okay. If our first product is a paid strategy call, is there a way to integrate payment and scheduling? Can a Calendly link be strategic? Okay. So you can do it 2 ways, Logan. First way you can do it is have the payment go right through ClickFunnels, and then on the thank you page, embed the Calendly, right? So that they only see that if they've already paid. Acuity does allow you to take payment, so you could send them right to Acuity, but then you can't finish the funnel. You can't do order bumps. You can't do OTOs. There is a copy available of my Q&A last week. It's in the same area where Steven's coaching calls are. Okay, I can't answer that one right now. I already answered that one. If you want to blog, you guys should just get a separate domain. Yeah, I'm not going to answer. I can't answer that. If you want different shipping for different countries, that is a little bit extra complicated. CF Pro Tools, which is Jamie Smith's program, is also inside of Funnel U. I don't know that Funnel U is open right now. Allows you to do all that extra trickery. I'm not going to answer that one. If you're using a webinar to sell your course, would you still create the sales page? I typically take people directly to a order form, but then I use a sales page in the redirect and in the remarketing and the retargeting ads and in the follow-up emails, because people consume information in multiple ways. Would you launch your first course with a close date or go evergreen? So every time it's a first course, I would launch and I would close it and then I would build it with them and then I would turn it evergreen. I love doing beta launches because you usually can get students in maybe for a lower price, but you get more feedback. It just works better. So I tend to do it that way. Why is my question pushed down until 1,427? I'm not sure. I'm going through them, but they don't seem to go away even. I'm answering as fast as I can. All right, so guys, I'm already at 4 o'clock, and there are a couple of questions here about audibles, about the 30 days challenge, and about the Brunson box. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions here that I have not answered. The domain questions, you can ask tech support. I don't know about Trey Llewellyn. Let's see, can you split test product options, 2 different OTOs? You can, yes, but I'm not sure why. Like, just don't, some of these questions suggest that you're getting stuck in the weeds, and I wouldn't complicate things. I would do exactly what we suggested and not try to complicate it. As a double 2 comma award winner, how important would you say SEO is? SEO can be super, super important depending on the market. I got most of my traffic from SEO when I started. I think that there should always be an inbound and outbound, right? And inbound is basically, you know, people are actively searching for things on Pinterest, on Amazon, on Google, versus outbound where we're interrupting them in the news feed. And yes, I will be at Funnel Hacking Live. I am speaking at Funnel Hacking Live, actually, speaking on funnel agencies and how to build one inside of your business, because everybody needs a funnel agency or run it as a business. Funnel Builder Secrets Lite is mentioned in week 3 in one of the worksheets. Can't remember which. It should be in the dashboard of your ClickFunnels account as well. Speed. Julie's going as fast as possible. Can you do the run through of how you test a funnel? Yes, I want to do that. I want to show you guys that because I think that's helpful. The next OFA is in January. Okay, I'm not going to answer Shopify questions anymore. I'm not going to talk about my course about agency, but feel free to hit me up later. Let's see. I'm just looking here. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay, most of the questions, like I know there's still some more questions, but basically I want to show you a few last things that I think will be helpful. Some of these questions are just super techie support questions, and so I don't want to answer them right now because you can reach out to tech support about that. All right, so a couple things people want to know. One is about how to test a funnel, how to know if it's working or not working. And the other one is on the Brunson box. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to blaze through this super fast, and it's going to be crazy, and you guys are hopefully not going to be cross-eyed at the end of it. Okay, so here we go. Hold on. So many people have questions about this particular issue, and it is like, how do I know if my funnel is working or not working? So I'm going to show you right now. Okay, hold on. You're going to see this in a day or two, but I'm going to explain it again because it sometimes takes a little while. Okay, so here's your funnel, okay? You got a free lead magnet. Then you got a $37 tripwire. You got a $12 order bump. You got a $97 OTO. I'm going to give you some basic benchmarks. If you are within the realm of these benchmarks, that means your funnel is working. At least that part of the funnel is working, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you, because a lot of you are going to only get like 20 or 30 people on your squeeze page, and then it's not going to convert the way you expected, and you're going to get so upset, and you're going to be like, oh, I'm a freaking failure, right? But here's why. Because you really probably have a traffic problem, not a funnel problem. So let's talk about if you get 5,000 clicks on your ad. Okay, I'm going to put it over here. 5,000 clicks on your ad over to your free lead magnet. Okay. This is normal. 20% of people will opt in. Now, obviously, the better your opt-in rate, the better you're going to do. Like, it's going to be amazing, right? Okay, but 20% is benchmark. That means 20% of 5,000 people is 1,000. 1,000. You should get 1,000 contacts for every 5,000 clicks from your ad over to your squeeze page. Okay. So let's talk about this. You got 1,000 people who are going to opt in. What does that mean? That means that 1,000 people are going to see that beautiful sales page you just built right there. Okay. This is normal. 1 to 5% is totally normal. If you are amazing, like the 30-day summit was amazing. It was a 9% buy rate. It was crazy. It was the highest buy rate Russell had ever seen. Expert Secrets converts at like 3.5%. Okay. So why would you think you'd be better than Russell in your first funnel? I have no idea. Right. So you're probably going to get a 1% buy rate. Maybe if you're good on the first shot, right? Maybe a 2%. Okay. So let's just be optimistic and let's just say you have a 3% buy rate. Okay. 3% buy rate of 1,000 people opting in is 30 sales. All right, so now you got 30 sales. I'm just going to do here. Oops, hold on. 30 sales of the offer, right? At $37, you're going to make $1,110, okay? And you're going to get into the 1 Comma Club. Now, the order bump should be the freest money you ever see. Your order bump is at $12. Now, you should, in theory, get 20 to 40% of people to take the order bump. Let's just go with 20%. And it's not 20% of 1,000. It's 20% of the buyers. So 20% of 30 sales is what I'm saying. So 20% of 30 is basically you're going to get 6 sales of the order bump. And 6 times 12 is 72, right? Okay. And then the OTO. Now, it's pretty typical to get a 3 to 10% buy rate of the OTO. And that is a 3 to 10% of the 30, not of 1,000. Okay? So let's just be optimistic. Let's say you get 10% of people to take your OTO. So what's 10% of 30? 10% of 30 is 3. And 3 times 97 is what? $291. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take 1110 and we're going to add 72 to that, and then we're going to add 291. And a working funnel, okay, a working funnel with average benchmarks with 5,000 clicks to the squeeze page with these percentages is going to make $1,473. This is why we call this a break-even funnel, because it's not actually designed to make you millions of dollars. It's designed to help you liquidate the cost of your ads, help you acquire a customer for free so that you can continue to sell to them again and again and again. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this. Okay, so $1,473. Now, if you guys are like, oh, I'm going to make millions with one funnel. No, you're not. Right? You may make it with one funnel if it's like a big high-priced funnel, or you may make it with one funnel if you run hundreds of thousands of dollars of traffic, right? And I'm about to show you this. And you guys are going to get this spreadsheet. I'm totally cheating right now. I'm totally cheating. You are going to get this spreadsheet. And I love it because it helps you figure all this stuff out. So I'm going to give this to you. I think it's on Saturday or Friday. And basically, I'm going to give you these benchmarks, and you're going to put in your product prices, and then you're going to put in the number of clicks, and it's going to show you exactly what happens. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me just make it a little bit bigger here. Is this making sense to you guys? And this is such a gift, because what will happen is you will not quit when it doesn't go perfectly, because you will realize that you're actually not doing such a bad job. You're actually doing amazing, okay? So let's say your Tripwire product is $25, and let's say your order bump is $10, and let's say your OTO is 77. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go based on benchmarks, but maybe you wanna change these because you're not sure. And then you're like, all right, how many clicks am I gonna get? Well, I'm not gonna do paid ads because I don't have any money, so I'm probably gonna get 100 people to look at my squeeze page because that's how many people I can drum up from Facebook. Well, you're gonna see, you're going to get 30 opt-ins and maybe no one's going to purchase. But does that mean your funnel is broken? No, it doesn't mean your funnel is broken. It means that you have a traffic problem, right? And you need to get more clicks because 0.9 of a sale, 0.27 doesn't really work. So you're like, all right, well, what if I can get 200 clicks over to my squeeze page? Now I have a sale. So if you take these numbers right here and you just add them here, okay, 25, 10, 77, it's going to show you how much money you're going to make based on those benchmarks. And then you're like, all right, well, what if I get 5,000 clicks like Julie said? Now I know that I'm going to make $1,500 based on these standardized benchmarks. And you may have to change these. If you suck at first and it's not optimized, you may have to change these numbers, and that's okay. Like, you'd be like, you know what? My opt-in is 20%. My sales page is 2%. My order bump is 10%, whatever. You change those numbers. It gives you a realistic snapshot, and you can start to see, all right, what do I focus on first? What do I help make better? Now look at this at scale, right? Which is what we have when you're talking about like Russell Brunson, who can get 100,000 people over. He's making $30,000 on a simple little $25, $10, and $77 up to sell, right? Okay. So that's how this particular spreadsheet works. And one of the things that's super amazing, yes, you will get the spreadsheet, is that in Facebook, you can figure out how much it's costing you per click, right? Even if you're running conversion ads, there's a column, right? It's even if you're running conversion ads, it'll show you how much you're getting cost per click. So if we use this example, okay, and we're getting 50 cents a click, right? So 5,000 times 50 cents, right? We're going to spend $2,500 to make $1,500. So it's not profitable yet. Is the funnel working? Answer me, is the funnel working? The answer is yes, the funnel is working, right? It is reaching those benchmarks. It's just that the cost per click is too high, right? It's just too high. Maybe our ads suck. Maybe our targeting sucks. Maybe like there's a million reasons, but these benchmarks are working, right? So you can do one of two things. You can try to make the benchmark even better. You can be like, you know what? I'm going to go for 40% on the order bump. I'm going to go, you know what I mean? You could do that. So like, let's say, because I think we figured this out at 20%. Let's say you had 40%. Let's just up your order bump, okay? And now you've got 12 sales of the order bump, right? 12 sales times 12 is 144. Now you've made $144 of the order bump, right? And so now your profits are $1,545, okay? $1,545. What have we done? We've literally only changed one thing. We've changed the conversion rate on the order bump. We've really focused on our copy. We really focused on our graphic. We made sure that offer. Then we say, you know what? Let's try to get our cost per click down. Let's try to do better targeting. Let's do retargeting, whatever. So we get it down to 30 cents, right? Look at what just happened. We dropped our cost per click down to 30 cents. We got our order bump percentage up to 40%, and now we've spent $1,500 and we've made $1,545, and now we're in business. Okay, so that is how you know. That is how it works. Is that helpful for everybody? You're going to get videos on this on day 5, I believe. And the last thing I want to show you guys is how to make a Brunson box. Okay, because I know a bunch of people asked about that. And I'm not going to be able to get to the whole behind the scenes of the 30-day challenge right now. I'm sorry. Okay. Brunson boxes. I actually made an entire funnel just of Brunson boxes. So Russell said to me one day, he's like, Julie, I want the Brunson box to be named after me. It's like, you know, gymnasts who do a gym, you know, a gym routine, and then they want it named after them. And I was like, I know. He's like, I invented the Brunson box. Why is this not loading? And I said, I'll do everything I can do to try to remind people and like make it stick. So it really helped me if you could help Russell make the Brunson box part of his legacy. So I call this the ode to the Brunson box. So you can see here basically how this works. So I'm going to show you. So here's the section. Well, let's just make one. We're going to make a section, and we're going to make it medium width. Whoops, hold on. Medium width section. Okay, there we go. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what kind of headline. You see how all of these have like a headline? So we're going to do that first. So we're going to add a new row. We're going to make it one column. And we're going to make a background. Let's just do a black background here for now. We're going to make a black background. And we're going to add a headline element. And we're going to make that white. All right, so there's our headline. Now we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to create a second column. Actually, just kidding. We're going to create a second column, but this time it's going to be 4 columns like this. Okay. And if you want to, you can make it a background color. I'll make it like a light gray or something like that. Okay. And so now what we have is we're going to do an image. So you grab like little images like this. I'm just going to do this for the sake of time. Okay. And then you can grab little text elements like this. I'm just going to do this. Get up here. You make your little text elements. Oops, come on. And you can also drag this so that it becomes smaller, okay? If you want to make it a little uneven or even, doesn't matter, okay? Now, once you like it, duplicate it. And I would recommend that you make like a different background color so it has, you know, some diversity like that. See how I did that? And then what you can do is if you want to create a border around everything, you go to the section, reduce the padding like this so that there's no padding. You can create a drop shadow so that the whole thing appears, and then you can create a full border around it. I'm just going to make a really big border so you can kind of see like what's happening there. Ooh, that's so ugly, Julie. You can create a border like that. And that's how you make the Brunson box. Okay, just make sure that you go to mobile. And now you see how big these are. It's in part because I didn't upload them super small. So I would go upload them super small. It's going to look kind of funny. So what I would do is I'd be like, you know what, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to just do desktop only. It's annoying how it does that, where it just moves it back to desktop, but it just is what it is. So I would just go desktop only. I got to do this one. Desktop only, and desktop only. So now when you go to mobile, now you won't see it. Now, if you want to make mobile only, you can make tiny little ones and then set those to mobile only. Okay. And then the last thing I want to explain is you can see how some of these have like, it's like multiple layers. If you wanted to create yet another layer, if you go up to columns and you go to manage columns like this, you could actually create another background here. And then if you add a little 5 pixel padding like that, and then you could make, like, you can see, you can go like layer by layer, layer by layer. Does that help you guys? Cool. All right. Sweet. All right, I know you guys wanted to hear about the behind the scenes, but I really have to go. It's 4:30. I'm like 20 minutes late. I will see if I can do a behind the scenes. I'm not sure. Charles says, if you pay for 5,000 clicks and it's $1 per click, then you're losing. Yes, you are losing. Very good, my friend. Yeah, you are. But remember, the whole point of that funnel is to break even, right? Or make a little bit of profit. It's like slowly getting dark on me. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to figure out, how do I get the cost per click down? How do I get the offer up? Can I raise the value of the offer? Can I get the offer, can I get the conversion up? Can I get it to a 5% conversion? Can I make the order bump more expensive? Like, what can I do to, it's like a scale. You're constantly trying to figure out how to make the ads less and how to make the funnel convert higher. The reason why I showed you that is to help you manage your expectations, because I have had, I literally sat in my mastermind with someone who was like, I thought I was an epic failure until I realized that my webinar was converting at 4% and I'm not a failure at all. I was like, no, don't quit. Like, you're crazy. And so I find it super, super helpful to help mitigate that by being like, here's normal expectations. If this is working, like, then your funnel's converting, and you just got to go and you got to figure out other ways to get traffic or ways to get the cost of traffic down so that you can continue to optimize, and don't give up. And then if you're like my friend Kathy, we launched a funnel and she made $100,000 on her funnel, and she was so impressed, but she was like, but I spent like 80,000 in traffic. Right. And I was like, yeah, I know. And she's like, so I made about $5,000 a month. I'm like, you realize you made $5,000 a month on a break-even funnel, right? Like, you were profitable on a break-even funnel. She's like, yeah, but like, how do people do this? And I was like, well, they build another funnel and then they leverage all those leads that they got on that other funnel. She's like, oh, it started to click for her. So then she's like, well, I think I need another step in my value ladder. I said, you do. And so she built a webinar funnel and she closed $40,000 on her first try because she had all these leads that she had acquired for profit on her front end funnel. So anyway, hope that's helpful. I'm going to bounce, you guys. This has been amazing. I'll put the replay up. I will maybe see you guys one more time. I don't know. It depends on what's happening. A couple things I want to say right before you go. Come to Funnel Hacking Live. Go to funnelhackinglive.com and get your tickets. I would love to see you. I would love for you to come and say, hey, Julie, I was in the One Funnel Away Challenge and I saw when you matched the wallpaper. Okay. And I'll be like, oh, I know you. Second thing, tomorrow, Russell is doing a Facebook Live. He is going to launch 10X Secrets and it's going to be epic. So I'll see you guys around. Okay. Talk soon. Bye.